right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Once again, we are back this week to look at issues affecting us as Abians and as Nigerians. Thank you so much for joining me on the platform this morning, the pinnacle of all discussion. My name is Ginika Olwa. Now, on the platform this morning, a critical look on who represent Abia Senatorial Zone at the 10th Senate will be our focus, as the zone faces issues of insecurity amongst other challenges. The business of lawmaking, as you know, is a serious one, and as such, the feeling of the people for adequate representation should be the major concern of anyone vying to represent Abia North in the Senate. Today, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP for Abia North Senatorial Zone, who actually represented the zone in the 8th Senate, Senator Mao Uhuabunwa, is my guest this morning, and he joins us virtually. Good morning, distinguished, and thank you so much for joining me on the platform this morning.
Good morning, Jinika and the Flow FM family. It's my pleasure to be with you once more, and thank you, listeners.
Okay, one will be thinking that probably you are already in Uyo for that kickoff campaign for your party. Is that the true position, distinguished?
Well, it's because of you I delayed a bit. I'm on my way actually.
Okay, let's just start. Probably we'll just start with that insecurity in Abia North. You're very much aware of that situation in Abia North. Insecurity. Yes. Let's talk about the measures you think should be put in place to curb the menace. Because for you to have an election in Abia North in 2023, there must be a secured environment within that axis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, it's quite an unfortunate situation that we've never had it this way. It's never been as bad as this before. And it's unfortunate that at this critical time, the entire Abia North is engulfed in insecurity. I'm not trying to isolate any parts. Yes, we know it's intensive, more intensive and severe in the Umunochi area and parts of Uturu, Daisi, Sukwato. But I want to tell you that every part of Abia North, call it Arochukwu, Bende, we are really sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and you can understand my plight. Yes, I'm not presently in the Senate, but you can see that I've been in the forefront shouting, speaking, pleading, talking to people to see how we can abate this, how we can get this to a stop. But unfortunately, it's not abating anyway, and it's unfortunate that those, for now, that are there are not making any effort, neither are they speaking, are they doing anything. It's unfortunate, it's really unfortunate. And at times when I talk about this, maybe some people will see it from a political point of view, but it's not purely political. I'm an illustrious son of Abia North. I've represented Abia North. At a time, I know by the grace of God, I will represent them again. But when you have somebody, especially at the level of the highest level of lawmaking in any country, you speak for your people, you have a voice, you can lobby, you can do anything. But unfortunately, we've not one day had any voice, not even a voice of somebody representing us at that red chamber, raising even a motion to speak against it for whatever it's worth. It's quite unfortunate, but we can't relent. We must keep working. And I want to commend so far the governor and his team for what they have done so far, both the chairman of the local government, the community in church, the entire, especially I'm talking specifically now about Umunochi, that the people have risen up to the occasion, the community, the vigilante, and everything is being done. And I'm aware that the governor is not taking it lightly. He's consulting with his colleagues, with the other people, to ensure at least we have some surveillance and see how we can at least curtail and reduce the intensity of the insecurity. So for now, I think it's taking a bit, but I'm thinking that, and I'm still saying that the only way we can get this done is to get the federal government, whose portfolio, whose responsibility, primary responsibility is the maintenance of it is provision of security, the safety of life and property of those you represent as a country. So I think they have a responsibility to do, and that's why we charge those who are presently there now to do something seriously for us to see to the end of this. So my suggestion so far, like I've said, one is to urge the governor to continue to press and intensify, call on those who are representing us, especially at the Senate, to stand up to the occasion. But well, you can't give what you don't have, because I've told people representation is not about self. Once you become selfish in representation, you have no business in the legislature, because the legislator is the mouthpiece of the people. You speak for your people, whether it's in line with your personal belief or not. But when you begin to now use your own personal belief and selfish end to speak, then you have no business being there, because you are representing the people and it's the people you speak for. And so whatever is against the people, you should be against it. But unfortunately, even those who are put there are those even taking pride in saying that whatever the cause of this problem is, you are instrumental to it. So you take joy in seeing your people in pain. You take joy in seeing your people being maimed. You take joy in seeing your women and our wives and sisters, daughters being raped. You take joy in seeing your leaders being kidnapped and people being killed. It's quite unfortunate. So, like I've said, it's to press on the state government to continue to intensify effort.
In what areas now, distinguish, when you say they should intensify effort, what area or aspect should they focus on?
Yeah, where they should focus on is, like I said, I'm aware the governor is already using his contacts to get the security agencies, surveillance. See, let me tell you, security architecture in Nigeria has failed us. So we have to move a little bit forward and look at technology. Most places now it's not just catch-up. You use technology. You get surveillance, air surveillance to locate these people so that you hit a target. But if you just play around, you don't know. And again, get the liaise with the federal government to ensure that people that are being sent here to protect us are people who are meant to protect us, not other people who are sent here as agents or people who have come here to distort or extort us. Extort us. Should be people who we know that we can rely upon, because our security will be in their hands. But it's unfortunate most things I see here is beyond imagination, actually.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying about the government. Then the federal government should be up to its responsibility. It's not time for rhetoric. It's not time for politics. Come out. We're in trouble in Abia North. We're in trouble, like you said. I don't even see how we're going to do with this election. I was in Umunochi over the weekend. How can we be going to campaign? You're going as if you're going to war. You carry police, you carry army, you carry DSS, you carry civil defense. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And it's unfortunate, really.
Okay, so many people actually argue that the issue of unemployment, which is on the increase right now, can also be a contributory factor to the insecurity we are having in Abia North.
Why not? There is this saying that the idle mind or whatever is the devil's workshop. So if you have closed, first, there are three dimensions now, three folds. We have the Ruga banditry issue, we have the kidnapping issue, we have robbery and all that. Yes, we know the ones that are being caused by unemployment, and not only unemployment. If you can close a school, an institution, for such number of for a whole session, what are we talking about? Have you forgotten that those fighting us, this war started in Northeast, and what the people are known for is Boko Haram. So which means they are against Western education. That if the government in power can close a school for 1 year, how can you interpret that? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. And these are young men and women who are agile, who are ebullient, who are strong. And if they stay nothing doing, they are not occupied, so they look for something to do. So definitely unemployment, yes, which since for the past 6-7 years is on the increase. Then now you aggravated the situation with the closure of higher institutions in Nigeria for 7, 8, 9 months, a full session. What do you expect to do? And we are clapping for government. People will still wake up and talk about this present government in power. It beats my imagination, really. I don't know what else. Why will you play politics with your life? You are telling me few roads or few distance. Is it not somebody who is alive that will talk about road or water or whatever? If you're not alive, I'm talking to you now because I'm alive. You're talking to me now because I'm alive. A dead person, does he know what Mahuabunwa is saying or what Ginika is saying? So first and foremost, that's why constitutionally, the primary responsibility of any government is the protection of life and property. And if you're not protecting our lives, why do you expect us to be patriotic? So look at the economy. When the economy is diving every day, definitely there will be unemployment, and nothing is happening. Today, as I speak to you, dollar might be 750 naira per 750 naira per dollar. So how can you? Well, even most companies are closing; they are shutting down. So how can there be employment? So people are being retrenched every day, and we are keeping quiet. No, we cannot continue this way. So I agree with you completely that unemployment, which is on the increase, on the rise, is also is part of this. But I'm adding that it's not only unemployment. When you close school, where you have the young, growing group that are active, you keep them out of school. Definitely, they will look for something to do. So that's why crime is on the increase, it's on the rise, and nothing is being done. You shout and shout, it's like you're speaking to the wall, and what you are getting is only echo. Because when you speak into the wall, your voice will bounce back to you as an echo.
Okay.
So that is
distinguished. If actually that's the true position of things, then will you agree also that many people believe that the political class, which is where you belong, they failed in providing the needed employment for these young people? Even the school that you're talking about, it still has to do with the issue of the political class not agreeing with us.
There's no saying about, but don't forget that political class is graded and classified. I belong to a political group. I'm not part of APC, that is government in power. And you compare and contrast. Compare when PDP was in power, what this country was like in terms of security, economy, employment, what have you. Now we have become the poverty poverty country of the world or whatever. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with you completely. That is the problem of political class. But know that political class is classified, graded, an arm of the PDP. So I cannot work in an APC environment. Well, let's call spade a spade. And I expect you, our people, our mirror, those speaking for us as the fourth estate of the realm, that is the media, the journalists and what have you, to speak the truth. You don't say political class. Call the name APC government. Don't say political class. That is been
no, but distinguish when you go like the Senate, you are planning to go into right now. You have the APC and the PDP as well as other political parties. So you are also part of the government.
No, I'm not. Did I deny that? I say the political class, but there is a government in power as we speak. Okay, see what is happening in the Senate. Let's use that now. So using that as a point of reference.
Okay.
Look at what is happening. In short, I even to a large extent, I thank God that I wasn't part of this night assembly. Compare night assembly to 8th assembly, or with 8th assembly. Compare. Which was even also an APC government. Compare. When we were there, you saw us speak loud and clear without caring whose horse is God's. You remember on the floor of the Senate, at the time of screening, I got up on the floor and said the Constitution said that every minister must be screened. And if the president of the country wants to take up the responsibility and the portfolio of the minister of petroleum, he should come for screening. People thought, I have spoken. What word do I need to use now? I said it because it's the truth and nothing but the truth. It's only the truth can set us free. You remember that there was a time the president or the presidency sent a letter. Instead of sending letter that is unambiguous about the representation or the acting president, they said somebody who stayed to oversee. I rose up on the floor and said, there is nothing, there is no part, no clause, no word in our constitution that talked about oversee for somebody to act. It is you act as the acting president. And I spoke, I said, that letter should be withdrawn and properly redrafted and sent to the parliament. That's when you see people talk. The initial time when this problem of insecurity started in Umunochi, I went to commission a primary health center in somewhere in Lobbuku or Lobanta. And the traditional raised the issue. I went back immediately and got up on the floor. I said, look at what he's doing in my constituency. It's unacceptable. It was through there, the same people, that was how I built a public confidence at the Lopa market, because I had to go there to speak to the people. What are the issues? What do we do? I saw the filthy nature of the place. It was an explosion, an epidemic about to happen. I came back and set up and built a confidence. So what I'm trying to say is that you must keep executive on their toes. That's what the parliament is all about. Parliament is for the people. And this democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. And the people has been represented in the parliament. And any time you have dumb parliament, part of what is happening is what you're going to see. Because the parliament is supposed to check the executive. And when nobody is checking the executive, they do nothing. Parliament, the function of a parliamentarian parliament is not just about road to build water. No, that is the function of the executive. But your function is to speak for your people and to put the executive on check. That is the primary responsibility of a parliament, to make laws for the good and peace of the place. So what I'm saying is that you can't completely divulge one from the other, but there is a government in power, and that government in power should be held responsible. And that's why most of us of the PDP are saying, look, I think the time is up for APC. From the beginning to the end, APC should be swept out and let them go home and rest and watch people who have interest of this country at heart to come back and take this country, take us out of this dodo and take us to the promised land, or at least to raise the bar. Yes.
Okay, distinguished. Let's talk about Abia North politics. You've said a whole lot about the representation of Abia North Senatorial Zone, but so many people believe that the senator representing Abia North presently is doing a lot of job, especially in the area of road projects. So what do you think you can do to dislodge Senator Juice Okalo at the polls?
First and foremost, let me tell you, you can't give what you don't have. First, I've told you the function of a parliamentarian. 2, we thank God that this man had been a governor. He was a governor for 8 years, and the first 4 years of TOG, he was in charge. What is there any new road that has gone bad in Abia North? These roads were roads that if he did what he was supposed to do as a governor, we won't be in this mess. No road now, no road is passable in Abia North. No road. You don't come and play wayo because you want to sweep floor. If Ahmed Lawan becomes president, then he gives you a tip from his own constituency project. You come here, you do Japanese 1 kilometer road. What knows? You do road to Mahuabunga's house. Then how will Mahuabunga get to his house first? When I was there, I tracted a project, 5.2 billion. That is what is attraction of project. That is project, not this.
Was that road completed?
It's on. The government is a continuum, and by right, I spent only 3 years in the Senate, and that road was done day night. And I expected that if somebody came, no matter how you come about, whether you stole it or whatever, but you are there on seat, you should continue. Now I have to go back and I make sure that road, everybody whose house is or property is involved, I make sure they were all paid, especially in the Umuchi EHO aspect. They were all paid. Go and find out. They paid them their what do you call it, demolition fee, or how do you call it? You know, when government takes over your properties.
Compensation.
Compensation. God bless you. Compensation. So that's what you call a project. You know, go and check every part of Abia North. There is primary health care center, which the first phase was to build. The second phase was to equip. As I speak today, not one has been equipped, but they are built because government is supposed to be a country. And if you come in, you should start off from where somebody had done some good job. But unfortunately, nothing. So if you come now, you are an executive when your function, primary responsibility was to execute project. You didn't execute any project. Then now you're a parliamentarian. You're leaving the function of a parliamentarian. You begin to talk of doing 1 kilometer. What nonsense is that?
No, Senator, let us be temperate with our words. But then again,
sorry. No,
yes.
I didn't abuse anybody. I say what nonsense, not somebody. I
Okay. So, Senator, don't you think that the people of Abia North actually need those roads? Even when you're making laws, you can also attract road projects that people can as well enjoy.
I am totally in agreement with you. That's what I'm saying. When I was there, I didn't just stop by making laws. You know that if you talk about laws that are making Nigerians proud today, within 3 years, they were laws, bills passed by Senator Mao Huabu. When I was in the House of the National Assembly Service Commission bill, which was my bill. Today, people have been employed everywhere. I came in today, we are being applauded and celebrated on the management of COVID-19, Ebola, and monkeypox and other contagious diseases. That was my bill, which became an act. Today, people are enjoying a lot of agri loans, agri grants. That was my bill. I sponsored the bill on agri loan scheme, which is an act. Today, we are managing cancer and treating and raising oncologists. That was my bill on cancer treatment and cancer training. Those are I have more, but these 3 we are signing to law and they are act within 3 years. And also upon that, first week as on the floor as a senator, I raised the motion on the Arochukwu-Ohafia road, and that road was awarded to a competent contractor, set that road Heartland. They started the job. Where that job stopped when I left in 2019, I wouldn't even say it's still there. It has gone worse because, with weather and all that, it's gone worse than it is. But now, because election, I'm pushing, I've started. Initially, I pulled back, but now I found out that pulling back does not help me or help my people. So I've come again, I've started pushing because I know the contractors, I also know the ministry, and I know the system. I brought that project and I'm pursuing it. That is the kind of project, the one that links, Bende to the second phase, which is Bende to Umuahia, which was not awarded when I left. But somebody like them, I don't play party, but I play what will be beneficial to our people. Somebody like Ben Carlo, he's not a PDP person, but he pushed that aspect, and that project is going on now. And I must give him kudos because he understands what government and leadership is all about. It's not about party, because what is important, what will be beneficial to our people. So what I'm saying is that, first, those major projects, if you have power and you are part of government in power, you should make sure that those projects are completed before you begin to talk of those alignments. And even those alignments of 1 kilometer, go around and check. Even those commissioned in April are washed off. You don't play politics with your people. You don't play those tricks. And we saw them when some of these people were in government earlier. We saw those projects after 6 months. You talk about them today. You are talking of Aba. You are talking of everywhere. We had a government before then that was in power. Okay. What did they do? So you don't leave. You don't take kettle's cover of a kettle to cover the cover of a pot. It's not possible. So you don't deceive us. We have been deceived enough. Yes.
Okay, distinguished. Let's now talk about 2023 election and the Abia North. That's what we're talking about. Now, the issue of the primary election held for Abia North for senatorial zone, for senatorial ticket, which you participated and eventually won. It appears that your co-contestant in that particular contest, Ukonkole, still very much aggrieved. And I don't know how the reconciliation is going right now. Don't you think with this kind of disenchantment from him and some other people in his camp, it will affect your fortunes at the polls?
Well, I don't know about that. You are the one telling me about that. I'm not aware. Konkole is my younger brother. He's still the member representing Arochukwu Federal Constituency. Arochukwu. He's still on seat, on duty. Today, as I speak, he's still a bona fide member of PDP. 3, he's today the strategic chairman of strategic committee of PDP election 2023. So I don't know how else anybody will say.
So is he supporting your ambition?
He has no choice as a PDP person. unless he's deceiving himself, which I know he cannot. He's a PDP person, and he will support PDP, and he support. And two, I'm from his local government. I'm from his local government. We don't have any other person from this local government running for Senate. And two, like I said, he's a senior member of PDP. Primaries have come and gone. We forget there is always a tomorrow. He had how many primaries he did in his two-term program. Even before he won in 2015, he did primaries in 2011. He didn't get it. And 2015 or 14, not everybody that did their primary was angry with him, was happy with him. The same thing in 2018-19. People he contested with people who were angry, but we asked them, look, there is a tomorrow, and most of them today are coming on, and there will also be a tomorrow. If a politician, you know you must win and lose, like me, you know what happened in 2019. Did I lose?
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that question, because I know that one of the things you said during that 2019 election, you alleged sabotage within your party. That was why you actually lost out, according to from what you said in different fora. Distinguished. So as it stands now, do you think all these people are with you now, and you can as well trust them with what happened during that primaries?
Well, as a politician, which I am, and as a Christian, I have faith in God, and I have faith in my party, that once you're a party person, you should support your party. That's, and like you rightly said, 2011, first, I was to go to the Senate. Those who were in Ohafia, I lost at the primaries, whatever. I didn't leave the party. I even came to work for the party. I became the director of contact and mobilization for the entire state in 2011 election. His Excellency T.O.G. graciously brought me in. He's there. He can testify to that fact. So I've always been a party person. I've never left PDP one day from 1998 to today. I've been a strong member of PDP. And I expect anybody, if you believe here, believe here. If you don't like PDP, it's unfortunate. That does not mean we cannot have internal wranglings. It's like husband and wife, but you still need to move on, because what is there in what you have coming on is greater than what you have lost or what you have behind. And that's what you remember, like you rightly said, 2019, I alleged conspiracy and blackmail and what other word did you use?
Sabotage.
Sabotage. But did that deter me? Am I not the one here today, still speaking for PDP, still speaking for my people, still coming out to say, look, I want to still go back, continue with this job, and do more, because the whole place is becoming, guys, Abia North is now voiceless. Abia North has become a comic relief in the state, in the Senate. You can see, I don't need to tell you, you have seen it. The whole place, how can I don't know how to explain it. You are my senator today, and you are telling me that a colleague of yours, if he becomes president, you'll be sweeping. So if you're sweeping, we who are your followers, so we'll become conservancy people. How can you say you are representing a 99.99% Muslim community and Christian community? You say you are supporting Muslim ticket. What kind of and people are keeping quiet? People are dying. You are saying you brought Ruga, even at the cost of expense of pains of your people. I mean, what else? What else do you? First and foremost, that is the responsibility of representation of a senator. Bringing 1 kilometer to get those are given. If you had done it when you were a governor, we won't have this problem. Speak for us. We need a voice. We need a vibrant voice in the Senate. That's what we are talking about.
Okay, Senator, let's take a breather now. When we come back, we'll have to talk about more on the crisis rocking your party at the national level. You said you're supposed to be in Uyo. We'll talk about that when we return from the short break. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion here on Flow 94.9 FM, and we are looking at Abia North Senatorial Zone. And my guest has been the PDP senatorial candidate for Abia North, Senator Mao Ohuabonwa. Welcome back to the program, Senator. Now, now let's talk about the PDP crisis at the national level. Today, your party will be starting that presidential campaigns in Uyo. Like you said, you're supposed to be there. Your friend, your good friend, Governor Yeson Wike of Rivers State, is he supposed to be there as well? Will he be there? And some other governors that they've been saying, you must go. Are they supposed to be there? Have you closed ranks?
Well, first and foremost, let me make a point clear. I'm in Arochko as you're talking to me.
Okay.
Do you know?
Okay, you're just telling me now, distinguished.
I'm in Arochko and you're getting me loud and clear and the whole world is hearing me, yes. Which means there's network, isn't it?
Yes.
So, but can you see a senator, representative, will start on the Halo chamber and say there is no network in this in this zone? And for that reason, you're voting against electronic transmission.
No, he didn't say in his zone. He said in his own place. That should be Ibere.
Where is his place? Now, where is his place?
Ibere.
Are you representing Ibere? When you're on the floor, you have not been a senator, I've been a senator. So I tell you the modus, the operation. When you stand, you speak on behalf of your district, your senatorial district, not about your village. We have members in the House of Reps or House of Assembly speaking for Aroch. I speak for Abia North. And then once you stand up and speak, you introduce yourself. I'm so and so representing so and so. And once you're speaking, you're the voice. So for you to say there is no network in this thing, you're telling a lie. And you cannot be a senator and be telling a lie in the Halo chamber. Let's even take Ibere. Is there no network in Ibere? No, I'm asking you, as somebody who is in this thing. Is there no network in Ibere?
Maybe he should be in a better position. But distinguished. Yes, I know, but distinguished.
I'm going to your question.
Yes, because we are running out of time, distinguished.
Like me too. That's why I want you to know the kind of persons we need. We need people who can say the truth and stand by their words. You are telling me you've not even called my governor. You are talking of my friend. You should first of all ask me my governor before I talk about my friend, because friendship is different from politics. But having said that, those who are saying the G5 governors are not saying that they are not members of PDP. They are not saying that Atiku is not the presidential candidate of their party. What they are saying that you should do things right. We belong to a zone. We belong to a region. And the constitution of PDP states clearly that there will be zoning and rotation. And I'm privileged to be one of those 37 wise men. I represented Abia State in that in the zoning committee, and we espousely count and presented that aspect of the constitution. But we looked at it that yes, because people had gone to buy forms. What we are trying to do, yes, could be legally right, but it's not politically expedient at that time. Because if you now say people who had bought forms and you say you've zoned, that will bring crisis. So we also, the first day, we ended up in a fiasco. The next day, we came together and looked at the point of reason, like I said, what is expedient. We now say, okay, let's jettison, let's drop the constitution. Let's throw it open to every person. Then when we now get the zone, then we now know what to do. It's in course of that, people like you, Jinika, pressmen, now went to our chairman and said, look, now that this thing has been thrown open, instead of keeping to the constitution of the party, if eventually a Northern emerges, what will happen? Or a Northern emerge, what will happen? He now said, is there, you can verify it. You are a pressman. Yeah. He said, if a Northern emerges, I will step down. The thing has gone viral. Now, we are not against it. The Northern has emerged. So why are you not keeping to your word? That's what these governors are saying. So that we too will have something to tell our people. It's the national chairman that will present the flag and present the presidential candidate. Let another zone, let it be south. We are not saying southeast or south or southwest, but a southerner. And that is not is right. So when people begin to hack these guys, this governor, they don't have the facts. They are not saying Atiku is accepted. PDP, yes. But let this man keep to his word as a man of honor. and step aside.
But now,
that's what they are saying.
Senator, now that the man has refused to step down, what happens? Will
He has not refused. No election yet.
Up to this moment, he has not stepped down. So will those governors be supporting the presidential ambition of Atiku Abubakar?
No, they've never said they will not support. What they are saying is that they will not be part of the campaign council.
That means
that's what they have said. And you saw that last week, the BOT went to Governor Yeson Wike.
Yes.
The BOT, luckily the acting chairman is from our state here, our former state, and they said, this is also in the open, that they are now more aware and brief than what they thought and what they knew, so that they were going back and they will come back. So I think that we still have a little time. Luckily, this election this time and campaign is not the usual 100-meter dash we used to have. This one is a long distance race. It's not just the dash. This one
you just have like about 4 months to the 3 or 4 months to the election.
You remember that before we used to have 1-2 months election is, but this one, I believe that PDP having the usual crisis resolving mechanism will definitely do the needful. That is my understanding, and the time is of essence. No, like you said, I have no doubt in my mind that the problem will be resolved. But I just wanted to place the records. Because if you don't understand, you will not know what is happening. So they are not saying they are not supporting PDP. They are not saying they are not supporting. They are not contesting the candidature or candidature of Atiku. Rather, what they are saying is that are you, and and I'm convinced too in that. Not whether my governor is there or the governor of River is my friend. That is not the issue there. Okay. I'm matured at my level as a senator and at my age. I've been in this thing consistently since 1997. So I know what is right. Because I'm also a member of the neck of the party.
All right, because so many people believe that with this kind of situation you're having in your party, it might affect the chances of your party in 2023, except probably you are looking the way of the Labour Party, who is also from the Southeast. I mean, the presidential candidate, Peter Obi. What do you think, Senator?
No, what I'm saying, the problem, I believe we have enough time and we have enough mechanism to resolve it before the election. I have that belief. I don't have any doubt in my mind. And like I said, I repeat, the BOT, the conscience of the party, and those who actually asked by constitutionally to resolve issues have waded into it, and we should give them some time. It was just last week. Let's give them at least maybe after today. We expect that before the end of this week, that is my own expectation, that they should either meet and come up with a resolution that will help us move this party forward. Nigerians are waiting. They are waiting. I know they are really waiting.
Okay, Senator, just hold on. Let us now open the phone lines, because I know that the listener will want to ask you 1 or 2 questions as regards to the issues we've raised here on the platform. You have the opportunity of interacting with the people, so that...
That's what an interaction is all about.
Okay, so now let's open the phone lines. The numbers to call are 080-8182-6949, 08116052949. You can also send your SMS 090-65108-289. This is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome.
I'm Samuel calling from Adama.
Welcome, Samuel. Go ahead.
Thank you. I love your program. Let me make something clear here. All use of Carlo try more than any other governor as a governor, and even as a senator. I'm just telling you the truth. Anybody speaking against all use of Carlo is not saying the truth. I have been to Okwa last week, and I've been to so many places. We are calling you from now, Olokoro. If you stay in Gate, hardly you see Olokoro Keke. They are suffering. And the last person who did this road is Ojuzo Kale. So they should respect that man. That is my contribution, my brother.
Okay.
Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. Hello? Okay, the numbers to call are 080-8182-6949 or 08116052949. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
calling from Omuahia.
Welcome, Dimbwa. Go ahead.
Yes, we know that we are in the campaign time. What I would have advised any member of any particular party is to tell us what you are going to do and not castigating another person. It's not good. Otis Okalo is the best governor Nigeria has, Abia State has ever produced. Nowhere you go and mention the name of Otis Okalo, people will speak against you. So whatever you can do, tell us. We know ourselves. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
The pinnacle of all discussion, the gentleman of the airway. Thank you.
Thank
Prof. Akada, PhD, from Omaha this morning. Good morning, Distinguished Senator Mao Habonwa. The good thing about marriage and divorce is that when a wife divorces his husband and gets into the hand of a wrong man, then he discovers the pedigree of the first man. I'm from Abia North. I'm from Ikem. We have seen the difference between APC and PDP. We have seen the difference between Mao and Oche. So, come 2023, we will return back to where we belong, where we were before. Because if a senator of the Ruga for the Ruga and by the Ruga, it's not a noise. Look at the type of insecurity. We cannot even go to it now. Because of Akaraway, because of Rosita and Demunochi, we will not continue this way. Whoever that brought us this place will return us back and we'll go back to where we are going to. That's just what we are doing.
Okay, thank you.
Warm up. They are coming up again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning, my distinguished Senator Mahu Arukwe Wabunwa.
Good morning.
God bless you. You are indeed man of the people. My name is Owakwechi Deben and I'm representing from Aru Oberen in Bende LGA. Senator Mahu will really miss you, seriously speaking. Will really miss you. How I wish I can push you, not even before the election, pushing you back to Senate, for you to go and speak for us. We can no longer suffer. We are tired of Fulani herdsmen activity in Abia North. We've never felt it like this before. We are pleading with you. Go back and represent your people. We've really missed a man who was able to make us to understand the real dividends of democracy in Abia North. That's what we are passing through now. You can no longer go to Munoch. You can no longer go to Tukwato and all the rest of them. Let us not forget that it was Mahu Ohu Abunwa's effort that made Abia State to rank low when it comes to open defecation. Come on, what are we talking about?
Okay, thank you.
I just want to mention one or two things that Mahu has been able to do and urging him to go back and do more for us. We can no longer correct APC and Yaruga and Abia.
Thank you so much, Wakwe. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Senator. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, and you?
Okay, Honorable, good morning to you. So I remain common representative of some of Sri Lanka Stars. Yeah, like my Honorable man have already said, the PDP, we don't have any problem, but what we are talking is that an IO needs to return. That's the place we stand. We need to stand in truth. Are you getting me? Now let me go to insecurity, because the people that are giving us this insecurity is APC leaders. They are the people giving us insecurity. Look at what happened today. Police are being killed every day. The youth leader has been killed by unknown. These unknown, they are unverified. The government need to verify them and tell us the people that they are, and tell us the people that is sponsoring them, because they are human beings sponsoring for somebody. Are you getting me? Now let me tell you something. The leadership is all about developing people and helping others to reach their full potential. Equipping people with the right tools and strategies, ability to influence others, value, ethics, and integrity. Now nobody is condemning Otis Okalo, but we're not going to accept any Muslim state. That's what we are telling him.
Okay.
So let him think very well, because we're not going to accept any northern leadership again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now to our Facebook page. This one is coming from Ezeka LVC Hueze. He's a regular on the show. He said, good morning and happy new week from here, Chief Correspondent. Thank you. He said the insecurity challenges ravaging almost the entire North should be the focal point and top agenda of any political candidate who is vying for that particular constituency. Because if there's no adequate security in place, then I wonder how they want to represent the good people of Bende at the right chamber. Not really Bende, that should be Abia North Senatorial Zone. Let's vote wisely and also do the right thing. God bless Abia State. Thank you so much, Elvis. Now, okay, Hemeka Henry said the man for Abia North Senatorial District, okay, is Mao Huaboma. All right. Egon Wava said the distinguished Senator Mao has the capacity to restore the lost glory of Abia North. We can't wait to have him back come 2023. The strong voice of the people. Wachuku Kennedy Chinedu said, good morning. The insecurity in Abia North is barbaric and disheartening. But I can assure you that the senator representing that vicinity is truly doing his best because it's quite unfortunate that our governor is living up to expectation, but he is receiving security money. Okay, that sentence is not correct. OUK is trying his best and he's going to represent us again come 2023. Well, distinguished, you are still there?
Yeah, I'm there.
I'm sure you listen to some of the things the caller said.
Yes, I got some of them, but first and foremost, let me thank all contributors, whether for or against. That is what democracy is all about. But there are a few things that people say, I wonder whether they are hired agents or they are people from Abia North, Abia State. For somebody to say Abia State is the best, Ojus Okali is the best governor Nigeria has produced, I begin to wonder where the person is coming from. Because if you look at all the problems we are having today in Abia State, it's because of the wrong foundation.
Okay, distinguished, wouldn't it be nice if you actually tell the people what you are going to do differently? Because when you talk about the next person, he's not here to defend himself.
You are asking me to respond now.
Okay,
go ahead. That one is the second question. I'm coming. Except you would have chosen those you want me to respond.
Go ahead, distinguished.
Which means what the people have said. I have to say that. Then two, somebody also talked about what, like you're saying, what I'm going to do. And a lot of those who spoke actually have said me out. First and foremost, as I speak, Abia North has lost its position in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's not because Mao Huabunwa is saying, there's nothing saying the fact. So we must restore our voice, we must also restore our glory. And somebody has also said, you don't talk about road, water, when the people are not secure. That is the primary function. And if today as we are dying, no deliberate effort to speak and ensure that security is restored. That is one area I must focus. That is number one. That is simple norm. Because security is key. And like I said, is the primary responsibility of any government. And you know that security is in the hand of the federal government. Yeah. So if I'm going to the Senate, which means I'm going to work with the president, I'm going to work with the executive. So it will be my responsibility to put them on their toes to see that security is restored in Abia North. It's primary. After security, then you talk about any other. So anybody talking anything without the restoration of security in Abia North, he's not telling himself the truth. So Mao Huabunwa will ensure that the voice of Abia North is restored and recovered. Mao Huabunwa will fight with the federal government to ensure that security, either through parliamentary procedure or by whatever legal procedure, to ensure that people from Abia North can sleep. Even if they can't sleep with their two eyes, at least with their one eye closed. But now they are not sleeping at all. I said I was in Umuchi on a Saturday, and I was in Item and Iskuato yesterday. So I know what I'm talking. I'm not talking from Facebook.
Now, Senator, before I let you go, let us the final question here will be: you are so passionate about the good governance coming to Abia North Senatorial Zone. Your party, the PDP, has actually they've produced a governorship candidate, of course, not from Abia North. So with that situation, you are okay with it, even when it doesn't go to your senatorial zone?
I don't understand.
No, what I'm saying is that your party, the PDP, you have a governorship candidate in Abia State who is not from Abia North. So what happens to that agenda, or rather the agitation for the people of Abia North, that the governorship candidate should come from that zone?
No, we remember, I was in the forefront at the point. There is time for agitation. There is point to face reality. at the point of agitation, I was on the forefront, even though I wasn't the mouthpiece of Abia North anymore, as at that time, because if I was the senator, I would have had more strength and power, more. But still, I'm a politician from Abia North, a senator, and I spoke. But unfortunately, when the party took its decision, are you hearing me?
Yes.
You saw we agitated because there's time to agitate.
Okay.
But when the decision had been taken and confirmed, we had nothing than to follow the party, but we insisted that, okay, instead the whole thing will go, let's at least have the deputy governor, again, which wouldn't have been so. So what I'm saying is that definitely it would have been my wish to have the governor from Abia North, and hoping that the governor from Abia North will do much better than when we had it before. Because like I said, agitation is only when you're denied your right. If we had done well before, maybe our agitation would have been less. But unfortunately, we didn't have anything to show for it. So now we agitated that it should come to Abia North as rotation or as zoning. But it didn't come. As party men, we did, okay, fine. The party has confirmed in their wisdom. But for us, we insisted, we agitated. But agitation is gone. Okay. Whatever we do now will be confrontational. It will not be agitation anymore.
All right. I think we have to let it lie like that. Let me sincerely thank you, the senator that represented Abia North in the 8th Senate and the senatorial candidate of the PDP for Abia North Senatorial Zone and the 2023 general election, Senator Mao Huabonwa. Thank you so much for talking to us on the platform this morning.
My pleasure, Jinuka, and I thank you for educating our people. Please continue to do well, and we'll support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, safe trip to you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm on my way already. I'm on my way.
All right, thank you. Now, to all of you who called in, sincere apologies. We are not able to take the SMS. Our facility is down. Sincere apologies. We'll do that on Wednesday, God willing. Well, thank you for listening. Weezy, thank you. Ben, thank you. Daisy, thank you. Samson is my producer. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Stanko Nedu. God bless you. The show returns on Wednesday at 10 a.m. My name is Ginika Olwoha. Good morning.